Master Obi-Wan Kenobi. I regret to report that both our Jedi Order and the Republic have fallen, with the dark shadow of the Empire rising to take their place. This message is a warning and a reminder for any surviving Jedi. Trust in the Force.
They've outgrown their age of rebellion, dulled the Empire's edge, defeated Imperial generals and the Pirate Queen's dredge. They've been soldiers and scoundrels, what's there left to be? How about lost acolytes looking for their force and destiny? There's a seer, hermit, investigator, and teacher. Better watch your back or a vibe or ring's gonna reach you. Will this team find the light or will darkness win the day? Find out with the heroes of the Hydian Way.
Previously on Heroes of the Hydian Way, Hillary, Kesh, Skip, and Koba finally met an acquaintance of Suljo Ward. Before they got far, however, they were accosted by Dallin Oberos, and a thinly veiled threat quickly devolved into battle. Kesh unleashed a shocking new ability, while Koba ran interference on her behalf. Even Hillary joined in, unmasking their opponent before being brutally cast away. Skip left the fight to the others to look after Hillary, but the hunter ended things on his own terms, disappearing into the sky. Wearied and broken by the encounter, the heroes headed to the hopeful sanctuary of their ship. But what awaits them? Join the heroes this week for Bandages and Breakfast.
Welcome to Heroes of the Hydian Way. This is a Star Wars actual play podcast, and we're playing in Fantasy Flight Games' Force and Destiny system, using the Chronicles of the Gatekeeper adventure as developed by Tim Cox and Max Brook. This is Act 2, Episode 12, and I'm Ben, the GM for this adventure.
I'm Koba, the Doug investigator / Sheehan expert. Don't ask me what a Sheehan is. Somebody's already asked that before. I didn't think of a joke. I was too busy fixating on the TNG episodes we skipped.
I'm Skip.
Correct.
See, the thing is, and I know it's Hillary's turn, but the thing is that usually when somebody says something repeatedly, with kind of a leading tone, they want people to ask.
I feel as though a lot of the tones that we get from Koba feel more leading than they are because he's trying to work through things internally. You know, the tortured soul within and the demons on his shoulders. It's very dramatic and pensive.
I was just curious. We all know what a teacher is, a seer, a hermit. Just what is Sheehan? It was a innocent question.
I feel like we say we know, obviously a teacher, that is a demonstrable thing, but hi, Hillary, teacher. Mm-hmm. But then there's the hermit, who has a permanent traveling companion, as well as having adopted the rest of us.
Hold on, I need to get a dictionary. Do you have to be alone to be a hermit? Is that a requirement?
Air of isolation.
Or so is it us that ruins Skip's hermitness, or is it the fact that we're in a city?
Hermitude.
I don't really like the cities all that much. You're right about that.
See?
I think Skip probably has incredible power that can only manifest if we don't look at him.
But then I want to know what it is.
But then also on these terms, I guess. Then I'm Kesh, Mystic Seer, but I only see about 5 seconds into the future at any given time. Is that enough?
But it is very mystical when you do it.
Oh, okay.
That's just intuition, Kesh. Everybody has that.
I don't know.
Oh, then they named the specialization wrong.
I think you're special, Kesh. Pat.
Mystic Wizard.
Well, now that I have been thoroughly called out as, Skip, the Claren Hermit, who apparently nobody can see, although I did just take Shroud. There's many definitions that one could give the word hermit, and I think that that wandering is applicable. I don't know. I didn't kidnap all of you.
Maybe it has something to do with some kind of
not kidnap.
glove.
What did you say? Collect.
I said adopt. It's less aggressive and intimidating and more sincere and heartwarming.
So what if we all just cross out our label and write a new one? Like Koba can be light sword expert. Hillary can be dad. I could be wizard, and Skip, you can be
Lord High Lord Skippington the Third.
We're building to the double Lord. You're not there yet.
All right, Dad.
Go to your room. I'm gonna go sleep on the couch.
To learn more about our heroes, we get one to ask another question. It is now Koba's turn.
Dang it.
Oh, no.
Hey, Kesh.
Yeah, Koba.
These are, as some people might say, dark times. You ever wonder where you'd be if we lived in a better world? One that didn't force us to the edge of the Empire.
That's a different game system,
if we
Koba.
weren't in this age of rebellion.
But in this age of rebellion, can't we be masters of our own force and destiny?
It's a good question.
Oh. Do you mean like back when the Republic was in power, or?
I don't know. The Republic was
kind of messed up on its own, right? I really don't know. What would a galaxy without conflict look like? It'd be pretty boring, wouldn't it?
Probably have a lot less floating numbers and strange talk shows.
Exactly, and that would be, I guess, bad.
I imagine fewer lives would be ruined by boring.
Yeah, there is that, but I'm thinking then, what would Trandoshans track for their scores? You know, you still got to hunt. You still have to struggle. That's what makes people, I feel. And it seems like there's been all of these, wars among the stars for centuries and centuries, and I really don't know if I really don't know what we would lose if we had peace. I guess that's not really what I'm working towards. I mean, Koba, what would you brood about?
I'd like to be able to brood about nothing.
That sounds very boring.
Maybe I'd sit in my Malastair bungalow and wish I had a more exciting life, but I think I could deal with that. As it is, I sometimes wonder if people like us were just symptoms, not solutions.
Maybe. I'm not sure what you or I would do, but now that I'm thinking about it, it would be nice if Hillary still had the option to be with his family, and if Skip had the option to, I don't know, travel without having to be armed with that big rifle all the time. There are definite upsides, I suppose.
So we're both undecided is what I'm hearing.
I just think some of us would do better in that perfect world than others.
I yield my time.
So our current destiny pool are 6 light side points and 1 dark side point. You may continue, Ben.
Or start.
All right. So the camera is looking at a cargo turbo lift door. It's currently closed. We're looking at this lift tube from the outside. There's a couple spotlights for just ambient lighting, but this is on a landing pad, and it's relatively high up. As we're looking, then all of a sudden the turbo lift door is here, and the doors open. And that's when we see our 4 heroes. Hillary, I'm thinking by this point, has gotten down from Kesh and is probably still limping or at least walking painfully as the heroes are approaching the silvered shell. As the 4 heroes keep approaching, the grav locks are still on the landing gear of the silvered shell, but otherwise there's nothing attached to it. But there is a small box that is on the pad just in front of where the landing ramp would come down. Maybe half a foot in front of the lip when the landing ramp comes down, with a brightly lit flimsy plast on top.
End of last time, I had a note that we were going to stay together, but send Skip to the ship solo on account of stealth.
You had opted not to have that be the case, though, towards the end.
Because the last thing I've written down is us heading back together and you saying it's probably a trap, but we'll deal.
Do you want to have that opportunity to show off what Skip can do?
It's only if I roll well.
From a narrative standpoint, there's nothing to stealth past. Like, you're pretty much stealthing past Bob and Doug, and that's it.
Oh, speaking of, are they going to scan us on the way in?
Yeah, You've got Bob, who would be saying hi to everyone coming back, and...
How was the tournament?
That's pretty much all that would have been for going in. At this point, Bob and Doug are just about to hit shift change, and the night staff are taking over. The night staff have taken over of all the different internal kiosks that you can go to. The spacebar is essentially going into night mode.
My question was because somebody has a carbine now.
I thought they got ditched.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember.
I was figuring that the scanning only took place going out.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
good to know.
So if you want to ditch the carbine on the outside of the...
Yeah, I feel like that makes sense to, like, I don't know, find a convenient bush or something and hide it.
Somewhere
Okay.
high, at least. Otherwise, children could find it.
Okay, that sounds reasonable.
Have Cash move it.
Put it on top of a roof.
I was just sort of thinking getting a average skullduggery check from someone to hide it.
I can stash it somewhere.
Okay.
I mean, anybody with skullduggery can, I was just saying.
Let's say somebody in our party is cunning. With a
Yeah, go ahead.
capital Cun.
I don't have.
Ing.
Difficulty?
Average. So 2 purple.
3 successes, 3 advantages to hide the blaster.
Good golly.
Yep. All right.
Didn't so well. Skip will never find it.
I mean, we'll give it back. I assume going to pick it up on the way out again, right?
Small box at the bottom of the landing ramp, or would be if the landing ramp was down, which it is not.
Did somebody order a package?
I really don't know how to use the HoloNet.
Oh, Cash, darling.
So, no. Skip, Koba?
Mm-mm.
Nope.
All right, let's see what's going on. Cash will start...
Carefully, please. Look for tiny, shiny metal domes that might explode.
Koba is going to take this opportunity to commit one of his force dice to the defensive function of sense.
All right. Yeah, there is a flimsy plast on top.
Okay. Walk over.
Hillary will follow at a slow pace.
I'm going to pick up the note first.
The note is saying, "Heard you had an encounter with a colleague of mine. I thought you could use these. Carl, Inquisitor 683.
What a nice fellow.
He's an Imperial.
It's true. It is regrettable at the best.
Can you... So, Ward's foresight only works on people, right?
Generally, yes.
All right, I'm gonna risk opening it.
Let's... Hold on a moment. Let's check to see if we can make sure it's not booby-trapped.
Okay, that's all you, Koba. Cash
I would
will,
assume it would be Koba. I have no booby trap experience.
All right, Koba. Cash will take a step back.
Koba will inspect the box for any telltale sign of like there being a trip mechanism or anything like that.
Which skill are you wanting to use for this?
Probably just perception.
All right, that's fair.
And he's just looking at it close and detailed.
This is going to be an easy check with one setback on account of it's pretty properly wrapped, and so it looks like a proper package.
Is it tied up with string?
Fortunately, Koba is keen-eyed, so that drops the setback off.
This is a bit more rudimentary than like a bow or anything like that, or string.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just packing tape
more
around
functional.
the scene.
3 successes, 2 advantage to just kind of give the package a good once over, maybe some light touching here and there to check for, anything
right.
Koba would know to check for if somebody had like set this to explode when you opened it or something.
Koba's detecting no detonators or trips of any site. When Koba shifts it, you do hear 4 thumps on the inside, like as if, say, 4 tubes were moved on the inside and they hit at different times. But otherwise, there doesn't seem to be anything on the inside that is explosive or has any electronics that is easily detectable.
I think it's safe, at least as far as any immediate consequences.
Okay, do you want to open it or should I?
I'll do it.
All right. Cash is going to take a few more steps back and kind of like nudging Hillary back further as well.
Koba will take out one of his vibro rings and just kind of use the edge of it to like
Box
delicately cut away the wrapping, and then, if need be, open the box if it's like a cardboard box with tape or something, and not
it's
sealed.
just the Star Wars equivalent of a cardboard box with tape.
Yeah.
Hillary's going to roll his eyes and be like, I don't know what they're doing this for, and just head over to open up the ship to go in.
Pretty much as the ramp comes down, the box opens up, and inside there are 4 vials with a Imperial standard stim pack.
Looks like our friend thinks we might need a little patching up.
He's not wrong. I don't like that he's keeping such a close watch on us.
Yeah, can't say I like the idea of injecting anything he gave us into me. But we'll see.
Well, we can still take them if he's following us anyway, and we'll have him in case we get that desperate. I am going to suggest when we rest, perhaps we have somebody stay up, take watches, just in case.
I can stay up. I'm not hurt. And if Hillary will let me have any of his calf.
You hear the telltale noise of Hillary already opening up the cabinets to make calf. Like he opened the thing and just that's where he went. He's not listening to this conversation anymore. Clank, clank. Shh. He reappears at the entrance. Are you coming aboard? Come on, everyone. We'll shut the door and lock the world at bay.
Cash will walk aboard the ship and just take a minute or two just to walk throughout the interior, making sure nothing else seems amiss or there's no stowaways aboard or anything of that nature. Just dotting the I's, crossing the T's.
Yeah, fair.
Koba will do the same, probably in checking other areas than Kesh, so that basically we've both gone over the entire ship separately.
Mm-hmm.
Koba will periodically ping sense in order to sense all living things within short range.
Pinging sense, you pick up the 5 of you. That's pretty much it. You get a distant pickup of a small Silhouette Zero animal, most likely a Lothcat, on the landing pad, but that's about it.
Skip is going to be like hovering around, like bouncing between Kesh and Koba, asking, "Are you sure no one followed us?"
No.
At one point when Skip is walking between the two of them, Hillary will offer up one of the silhouette one-size people mugs. Since, he tends to drink
like a
his
little
coffee.
Shot of espresso.
Yeah, he uses demi cups. They're small for him, but they're not as exaggeratedly small for him.
Skip happily takes the cup from you and just downs it. It's pretty clear to all of you that Skip keeps darting their eyes to the panel where the cube is hidden, just waiting for the go-ahead from Kesh and Koba that there's nobody there.
The ship looks clear. Nobody hiding under any bunks.
Yeah.
Then Skip will immediately rush to the panel to make sure that the holocron is still there.
And it is. From what Kesh and Koba were able to find, nothing seems to have moved. You still have the hold full of antiquities and artifacts, so it's kind of hard to tell. But everything that you've got set up, even Skip's fort, is still all as Skip left it. Like, nothing really has moved. When Skip goes in to take a look at the hiding place of the holocron, it's exactly as Skip and whoever else went in to hide it. It's exactly as they had left it.
Team Paranoia.
Look, it's not paranoia if you're actually being followed.
Isn't it then just justifiable paranoia?
It's caution.
I see.
Now, when we leave, we're going to be taking the thing with us, right?
Our dear little friend.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't we?
Just, making sure. So in that case, if you want to go check, Skip, go for it.
Check what?
Skip already has the box in hand, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Yes. Sorry, I was like, wait a minute, what did we agree that I was going to go check next?
Oh, sorry, I thought you were looking at the spot where it was, where the holocron was.
He had been, but
yes, but yeah.
Went ahead. So who all was injured at the end of all things?
Not it.
Kesh is injured, but it's so few wounds that if she sleeps because of her Trandoshan regeneration, she will be fine in the morning.
Koba has a few wounds.
In that case, after several minutes of scoping out the place and recovering our little friend, Hillary's gonna kind of flag Koba down. Can I bother you a minute, friend?
Sure. Friend.
I can't help but feel that we need to be on our toes and at the top of our game and yada 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 yada. Can I make you feel a little better, please?
Go ahead.
Okay. One willing patient, I suppose. He gestures to a stool for you to sit on, and he'll get the med kit out. And he'll do it the traditional way.
All right, I've got 3 wounds, which is below half my threshold, so...
So, sorry, how hard is it?
1 purple.
Okay. So, Hillary will set you down, kind of scope you out, do that thing where he kind of lifts the eyelid to make sure your eyes are focusing and everything. No gashes or anything, so he'll apply, a nice little bandage and some Neosporin for 1 success and 1 advantage. So that's 1 wound, 1 strain?
2 wounds, 1 strain.
2 wounds.
Because you get 1 for just the act, plus number of successes.
Oh, okay. Cool. 2 wounds, so you'll be better after a nap.
Yep.
And Hillary is bandaging, I'm going to say it's like your wrist or your arm or something, and his hand rests for a moment on a small box of cartoon character stickies, and then he pages past it and gives you a nice steel gray tape. It's not much, but hopefully it will help. You should rest, though, as we all will. All right? I'll go hunting for Kesh.
What I do? I think Kesh is busy setting her staff in a corner and taking her armor off.
I just thought you might like a little attention. Holds up the medical kit.
Sure, why not? But you're the one who needs it the most.
I will be handled as soon as the rest of you are fine.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very flexible. See, I can do this, and then I can reach that nasty bruise at the back of my arm. Apply some nice ointment. It's all fine. It's all fine.
Okay, how about this? I let you help me, but then you have to let me help you to the limits of my ability.
To the limits of your ability. I feel like that cybernetic arm is going to be pretty cold, but I'll tough it out.
She reaches up and scratches at the shoulder again with the big, 3 claws of her other hand. Then she'll take a seat. I think one of the chairs in our common area.
Yeah, you'll sit on one of the chairs, and Hillary will kind of walk around you in a slow circle, click his tongue as, this isn't going to work. Can you sit on this? And he pulls a footstool that's about 6 inches lower.
Well, why don't you stand on that? Otherwise, we're going to need to get Skip in here to help me back up.
It's not a bad plan. If I only had my wife's performance shoes. They were a good 5-6 inches tall, I believe. They also lit up. It was very exciting. It's fun for tap dancing in the dark. It's very interesting. Anywho, yes, lift your good arm, please.
She'll lift it.
All right, and he's gonna kind of snoop around. How wounded are you?
I only have 2 wounds. I don't remember when I got them or from what.
But you have them.
But I have them. I think it might have been from the battle droids, maybe, or something.
There's been a lot of time between the time you left the ship and now, so yeah.
I think it's less there's been a lot of time and more there's been a lot of things happening.
Yeah.
It's been very busy.
Yeah, but I don't think she was hurt with the bounty hunter since she was invisible for part of that.
Which was really cool.
So thank you, Koba. So yeah, I think it's probably a blaster wound that the armor absorbed a good deal of, but a little bit got through.
Okay. So same roll, right?
Cash was punched. Before Koba hit Cash, Cash was punched.
Oh, so this is punch damage.
Yeah, this is punch damage.
Okay, so never mind. It is from the bounty hunter. This is punch damage.
You hit the hunter with lightning, and then the hunter used a despair to get in close and punch you.
That's right. So now here's a question. Since we're dealing with... you're doing normal med pack healing, not force healing, right?
If I can, yes. If I fail,
Okay.
I will move into other venues, but...
Okay. Just 2 wounds, so just a purple check. And if you fail, we might use it as an opportunity for something else, and you failed!
I'm so glad that you're happy that I failed.
On the other hand, you get a boatload of something.
Yeah, I was about to say that the yellow showed up with no success, but the purple just failed, so...
Well, that's some strain back, which I was down 4 strain anyway, so...
All right,
that's good,
so
right?
It's going to be one of those things where Hillary is, applying some salve and does... I think we'll do, a bit of a structural wrap to help you support.
Mm-hmm.
Just so you sit better. So, getting that. Is this better? It's trauma. Blunt force trauma is a little more complicated than, slapping a plaster down on a wound.
Mm.
And he'll gently kind of prod the spot, since he doesn't think you'll answer honestly unless he makes you.
Stop that, and she'll try to slap at your hand.
That's what I was afraid of. Let me get another look at this. We're going to keep the bandage on you. Keep up and straight. I'm going to go get. I've got one of those little heating packs. It's right over there. Just give me a minute. And so he'll wander away, kind of puttering around, and then come back, and then he'll stand there on the stool next to you and just kind of refocus and go for the mystical healing, which is 2 whites.
Oh no!
Give me a second. I am going to use that, but
okay. And then,
funny though.
Then how do you kind of envision things happening?
he kind of hesitates and grimaces, and then as he touches you, he pictures the fight again in his head, and you'll feel a little bit his hand shakes for a moment before he takes that breath and kind of steadies himself again, and then presses both hands in, and you get kind of that feeling when you get into a warm shower, where it's just that kind of this is a private kind of moment of peace. That little ripple internally of I can relax a little. But I rolled 2 dark, audience. But as you look at him, he's not making a peaceful face. He's kind of gritting his teeth, and his eyes are squidged shut, and he looks uncomfortable, but more emotionally so than physically so. So his face is screwed up in frustration or fear more than pain.
Okay.
But at the same time, I only need to use one of those. Destiny. Correct. After a moment, and you feel your little kind of ripple of comfort, you just hear him go, okay. That's better, right? You're feeling better. He'll pat gently and hop down off the stool. And since you are such a good patient, here you go. He'll hand you one of the stickies. It's got a little orange Twi'lek in his silly hat doing a thumbs up.
She'll take the sticker, and with you kind of watching her, tries not to roll her eyes, and she's going to slap it on her cybernetic arm. Thank you. Now, we need to take a look at you.
I was afraid you'd say that. I think it's not bad, really. It's just...
All right, your turn to sit in the chair. She's going to get him.
Oh, okay. So I'm picturing like it's a traditional wooden kind of, not necessarily wooden, but a dining room chair that's, it goes up pretty high on him. So he scrambles into the chair, and he looks at her as he starts to sit down. How about I stand on the chair? Just because I feel like it might make it a little easier, because, yeah. So here's the thing. He'll take off his big old show coat, and all down the one side where he hit the wall it's kind of abrasion. It's an abrasion and some bruising. It's not bad. You can tell that the stim pack that he got hit with is definitely has done a lot of work for his person, but you can tell by the way he's moving, he can still really feel it kind of through his physical system. He's moving like somebody who took a fall the day before. He's very stiff in his motions.
Well, walk me through what we can do.
Well, it's a little awkward for me to reach everything, but there's a salve here, and then we're going to probably need to cover a little bit of it with probably this will be the easiest thing. There's a bit of tape, but that's annoying, but it'll work fine. And so he kind of shuffles through the med kit and walks you through the things that would be the best choice, and then he sets aside like an ice pack or something for after everything's done.
Okay.
So I'm not worried about the wounds as I do have a crit.
Okay. So do you have any way to aid Kesh mechanically speaking? With
One might say that I have been and become quite the skilled teacher in my time.
Okay.
If an ally at short range, I don't think this counts as short range. I think we're engaged, so we can probably make this work.
I'll step back then.
I mean, you are within short range on account of you're closer than short range.
Yes, that's true. We're within. So I can suffer strain no greater than my ranks of skilled teacher, which is 2. And you are going to... I'm just going to read the whole thing aloud. I'm sorry. If an ally at short range has lower ranks in a skill than the character may perform skilled teacher incidental and add 2 success to the ally's next check. Well, as many...
Yeah.
2 success.
I'm adding 2 success to your roll.
Okay.
Unless you have more ranks in medicine than that.
I have no ranks in medicine, so no.
So do the medicine roll and add 2 asterisks.
What is the difficulty of your crit?
We rolled horribly.
It was
1.
a 9 or an 11.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
a 1 purple.
I'm still gonna flip for this.
Do you think we have enough light side points to do that?
Yeah, I feel pretty comfortable right now.
I think Brandon also needed to flip 1.
Oh, you're right, I do.
4 successes, 2 threat, and a triumph.
I guess you didn't need me.
I apparently not. I'm sure. I know it helped. Cash is not trained in medicine herself, but I'm sure this is not the first medicine check she's done in her life, given her past as a mercenary. She's just going to surprisingly carefully, even with the claws and the Mechno arm, just apply the salve, bandage you up, pass you the ice pack. So crit's gone. That's the good news. What do we want to use the triumph for, and what are the threat going to be? Maybe the triumph can take care of some of those wounds as well?
Yeah, if I remember correctly, it can translate into 3 wounds plus.
Okay, so then can also get yourself back 3 wounds, Hillary.
Okay.
What do you want to spend the 2 threat on, Ben?
I want to have a lingering threat on Hillary for whatever Hillary does for the next roll, because it still stings a little, and it needs to get worked out.
So maybe like a setback to Hillary's next check?
Yeah, that's what I was meaning, yes.
Okay. I say okay, it's not my character.
I'm not deeply offended by the choice, considering Hillary was, in fact, taken below threshold last time. So yeah. I think if that's all I have to live with, I'll be okay. But I got 3 wounds back?
Yes.
Yep. Feel better?
You know what? I dare say I do. Much better. It's still a little... He rolls his shoulders slightly and winces. It's still a little... not great, but some rest will do me good. If you don't begrudge me grabbing a nap, I would appreciate it.
I think we're all going to grab some sleep here.
Well, when it is my turn to watch, you know where I live.
I think the other 3 of us can handle it, Hillary. Why don't you get some sleep?
He nods for a moment, and there's that flicker of a smile with something behind it, and he kind of, yes, the nap will do me good. And instead of like hopping off the chair like he normally would, he kind of eases himself down and sets his calf stuff in the sink and heads to his room. Mm-hmm. And then he stops at the door. He comes back, grabs his coat.
I think as you're coming back, Cash is already just like picking up your coat and handing it out to you as you come by.
He takes it with a flourish and bows slightly. Hmm. Thank you for your assistance. And then
she nods. Good night.
And he lies down.
So that's Cash and Hillary. Is Koba doing anything else before turning in?
Probably just making sure all of his weapons are in decent condition in case something happens in the night.
In that case, choose a weapon. Well, you've got range light, and lightsabers. So choose one and do a weapon roll against a average check. You're doing maintenance. Oh, sorry, easy check.
No successes, but 4 advantage on that check using my lightsaber.
I'm going to go on nothing drastic actually happens. It comes apart. It's a little bit finicky to get back together. Like the training emitter doesn't want to seat properly as you twist it back in. How would you want to spend the 4 advantage? If you can think of something.
I don't know. I don't have any good ideas. You probably just spend some time. Maybe try to tinker and rebalance it a little bit. The hilt, that is.
I give like a boost to the first action using it then?
Okay.
Seems good. Then we have Skip,
yes.
who is taking first watch.
Yes. I picture this as... So Skip has the holocron, runs back to their nest, grabs a blanket, and then goes to the cockpit. Makes sure that, everything is all locked up and everything. And then just, turns on anything required to, maintain, censoring of different activities and security and stuff. And just hangs out with Gudge, wraps in a blanket, and just tries to relax, but keep an eye out.
All right.
I was just gonna say, primarily, like, my mindset is because Skip did take a not small amount of strain, so Skip is a little, like, mentally tired, but isn't injured or anything. So it's just trying to get cozy and keep an eye out for things while everyone else sleeps off wounds.
This is going to sound really punishing, but it is actually an imposed perception versus stealth. And
Okay.
So, yeah, I'm going to get a perception off of Skip against 3 red and a purple.
Awesome. I'm going to take my 2 greens up against this 3 reds and a purple.
Oh, and do you get the benefits of your heightened awareness?
I don't.
Oh. Oof.
So, yeah.
We'll give you a boost from having Gudge there.
Okay. It's fine. Whatever happens, if it's bad, it's fine. Skip just falls asleep, because I did say that Skip gets cozy.
Yeah.
All right. With 2 greens and a boost against 3 reds and a purple, Skip has got themselves a nice, tidy, no advantage, no threat, nothing. No bells, no whistles, just two nice little failures right there.
All right, fair enough. What I'm envisioning is that, Skip initially starts falling asleep, like trying to do the security thing, keeping look at the monitors and that sort of stuff. But then Skip is too tired to actually pass out point, where you're just sort of dropping your head, waking up startled. And then you hear nails. Like, I'm assuming that you're in the cockpit looking at the security stuff, right?
Yes.
Okay. Then, yeah, you hear nails on the cockpit windshield from the top, as all of a sudden something that had been walking along the top all of a sudden gets onto glass, and it's now slippery. So they just scramble, thump. And Skip is woken up by this Lothcat that starts off on the top and is just scrambling as it falls to the side of the cockpit and then drops down.
Good. What? Oh no, cat. Good. Do you think it's all right? They kind of land on their feet, right? That's how it works. Skip stands up and is kind of like looking through the window, looking down to see if they can see if the cat landed safely.
Okay, just because I can. That would have been a short distance.
Oh no, the poor cat with fall damage!
R.I.P. Lothcat.
They land on their feet, right? Yeah, but that doesn't do any good if their feet are horribly, horribly broken by the fall. That's good.
Oh, yeah, it runs away. Like, you're looking down, and then, like, one of the area lights that is under the ship, you see it dart through the cone of light. It stops in the middle, turns up, looks at you, hisses, and then runs off.
Skip's just gonna look really affronted. I didn't do anything to you.
Skip having a
settles back into the little blanket cocoon. Mammals are so obnoxious.
I'm going to go with Then it is morning as everyone wakes up.
Do we have a set amount of strain we can get rid of from sleeping? I don't remember how this works. Strain, wounds, whatever.
I vaguely remember strain being you recover all and one wound, unless you're transition.
Yeah, I think it's one wound, and then I think it's one strain per hour usually, if not activity.
Yeah, the default is 1 strain per hour of rest.
Okay, so then I'm going to go with 7 strain recovered.
All right.
For them, not me, I assume, because I was trying to stay up as much as possible.
I'm going to go with, on account of the failure, you get 6.
You get some of your strain back. All right, so that means...
Cash is back up to full wounds and full strain.
I am not, but I am almost there. I have 1 wound.
Oh, Hillary.
It's okay. He's used to being an old man to a certain extent. He's a little creakier than usual. But I will say that he got good rest, and because of somebody's TLC, he is up making breakfast.
As you're starting to make calf and that sort of stuff, you hear the beep, 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 beep of the doorbell, for lack of a better, the external signal for someone to get you to lower the landing ramp.
Oh, so it's like an actual button, not like a proximity alert.
Yeah.
Okay. I think doorbell works. Is there a screen or a window to where the doorbell is?
Yeah, I'm going to go with one of the cameras that would be there. It shows an Nemoidian in landing port coveralls standing there with a small box and a cup holder or one of those drink tray assortments on top and a small bag underneath.
It's our Starbucks order.
Yeah, pretty much.
DoorDash.
Let's say somebody ordered DoorDash.
You can see on the nameplate for the coveralls is Doug.
Is this the Doug from yesterday?
Yes.
I scramble up a stool or a chair so that I can look at the screen properly. Push the button. Good morning. Can I help you?
Hey, yeah, they're doing, I'm here to deliver this. Who is this from again? Holds it all up with one hand, which box, bag, and the cups all in one hand. Looks at the flimsy plus. It's from a Carl? Yeah. Here.
Oh, that's very nice.
Raises
very
it up
nice.
to the camera lens.
Okay, one moment, please. I'll be right with you. Scramble down, scramble over. Doop. Good morning, Doug. I saw you yesterday. Although perhaps you didn't see me, so I shouldn't say that. Good morning, Doug.
Hey, good morning to you. This here's from Carl. He said that you wouldn't be probably wanting all this.
It looks delicious. I see that there are 4 cups of calf, but may I be so bold as to offer you one, because I have just made my own.
Oh, thank you. Yes, that would be perfect. And takes the one that actually does have a G on the side.
Excellent. All right. Just give me one moment. If you just holds his arms out. Okay. Just hang the bag over my one hand, set the box on top, and then the drinks, and we're good. This is very unexpected. I hope that is a wonderful calf.
Thank you.
I suspect I will be seeing you later today. If not, have a good one.
You too. Raises the cup of calf in salute, then promptly switches over to the other hand and just sort of is doing the one paper mug juggle of really hot coffee.
Mm-hmm. I gotcha. I know that game.
Hand, yeah. As they stand there waiting for the turbo lift to come back.
That was very nice. He'll head back into the ship, set it down on the coffee table, and shut the ramp again.
In the bag is some of those formed hash brown takeout things and also sausage versions of those.
Oh.
Dibs.
And then a 6-pack of Biscuit Baron biscuits.
Oh, I hate those.
Dibs.
I feel like Skip sort of like wanders out, like still like in a little bit of the blanket. There's like some drool on the side of their mouth. I was definitely awake for all of that.
Skip, friendly bit of advice. He kind of mimes wiping his mouth.
Something wrong with your mouth, Hillary?
Ah, darling, use the corner of your blanket and wipe your own. Would you like a biscuit? They're still warm.
Where'd those come from?
They were delivered. Our friend Carl sent them. I will have to write him a note.
Carl.
Yeah, I don't need one.
At some point, that despair will stop being active, but I don't know when.
Skip, upon hearing Carl, just sniffs their lack of nose, little sort of like nostril hole thing, kind of grumpily. I'll eat rations. I think I still even have a skull.
Okay. Very well. I did make calf, if you'd rather that than this. It's over there on the counter. Hillary shrugs and starts eating one of the biscuits. One of the fresh biscuits. And then I guess we enjoy our breakfast, one more than the other, perhaps, until the others arrive. Does Koba get up on his own? Is he a morning person? I can't imagine.
Koba gets up eventually, I'm sure. Stalks out of whatever passes for his quarters.
Koba.
What?
Koba.
What?
Koba. Can you check that box out? It might be suspicious.
The box that's open.
And it's a box of pastries?
And there's one missing because it's in Hillary's hand.
It's from that guy. You know.
Oh, clearly, if it's suspicious, it's too late now. Koba checks whatever, like, mini fridge or whatever the ship has for something.
There's got to be some food that's still there. I mean, I don't know if you would have restocked the fridge when you landed, like on that stuff delivered or not, but there's still going to be some stuff in there from your trip here, from Arbuine.
He'll grab something out of there, probably something in a pouch, and drink that.
Okay. Very well, then.
So then I guess Kesh is the last to arrive. So she'll walk into the room, notice the bag in the box, and go, who ordered breakfast?
There's just a huff from Skip, chewing on a stale scone.
Carl sent it to us. And Doug, our friend from the scanning line, delivered it. Everything is still relatively fresh. There's weird meat hash browns, slices. I'm not really sure. But they're there.
Hey, Koba.
What?
Have you ever heard of an Imperial being this nice? 'Cause I haven't. Starting to weird me out.
I've heard of Imperials doing a lot of things for ulterior motives. Some of them are very charming in their way. I at least know how to ply people who appreciate material gestures.
So what, he's just trying to butter us up?
Something like that.
I'm sorry, you say butter us up and Hillary holds up a buttered croissant.
Whatever he's up to, whatever his real mission is, he at least wants us to be less of a resistance to him.
Is there any actual harm in eating this stuff?
I haven't found it.
Well, Hillary's not dead yet, so...
Yeah. Hillary does that thing where you kind of stretch your arms out and kind of swing a leg saying, yep, I'm still working.
She'll walk over and push the box of pastries a little bit further away. He's got terrible taste in biscuits. And dig around and pull out one of the meat patty things. Give that a try.
Oh.
Yep, meat browns.
Skip does hold out the, scone with a couple bites taken out of it in your general direction.
Of course, in my time...
Sure, I'll take some of that.
Learned the basic attributes of several dozen poisons. At least half of those take 6 hours or more to take effect. It's easier for making time of death hard to determine.
Okay, fine. And she'll throw back down the meat brown. That's why I asked, Koba.
Fine then. I'll just drink everybody's calf and I'll eat everybody's pastry. I'm gonna pass on those. So I will say that much. They are definitely suspect.
Well, maybe we can get some actual breakfast. Breakfast we can trust and verify on the way back into the city.
Well, if you don't trust food delivered by a member of the staff of this facility from a location made, again, on site in this facility, without any direct interference that we likely know of, I don't know. What do you think you can trust? Munch. This is very good.
Cash, how will you ever find somewhere that you can trust more than a mega corporate operated chain with ties to noble imperial families delivering food on behalf of an imperial agent who definitely is not above killing us?
Darkness. Everything is awful. Doom.
I think we have like a shot where the camera's positioned where Cash is kind of in the forward frame and Koba and Hillary are each sort of in the background over one shoulder.
You see Hillary's doing the hand movements for the but with a pastry in hand.
By a member of the local security forces for a planetary government installed to replace one that was in rebellion to the last major galactic power, a rebellion which incidentally is responsible for more than a few significant crimes against sentient beings, unleashed entire armies of droids on the galaxy. Yeah, your bar for trust is high, Kesh.
Fine, Koba. You tell me when I get to eat. Where I can't get poisoned. How about that?
Is that when you just grumpily grab the half-gnawed-on scone out of Skip's hands?
And eats it. She makes a face when she first bites into it, but seemingly maybe out of spite or just desperation, finishes it. I miss Arbuine.
Skip just looks real pleased with themselves.
So,
all right.
We should get moving? Question mark?
Yeah. You got our friend, Skip?
Yes.
Well, let's make sure we have anything you want from this ship. There's a chance we won't be coming back.
I was going to ask about that. Do we want to try and get some of the other equipment off? Perchance Skip's indiscreet weaponry?
That's probably a good idea.
I had a thought.
Oh?
Yes. So, many, many years ago, my grandfather, who started the whole flying Alorix, he was involved in some, shall we say, regrettable shenanigans that involved a little bit of smuggling. And so, I didn't realize it at the time, but my trunk has a false lid. It's also rather large. So if they're scanning for energy sources and we have it on top of an energy lift, and we have some of the more notable items secreted, maybe, perhaps, they will not be able to tell the difference between them.
It's not a bad idea, especially does your rifle even have an energy cell, Skip?
Can it be dismantled?
Does my rifle even have an energy source?
I think it's all mechanical.
I'm pretty sure it's all mechanical.
Oh,
It's an air rifle, so I guess it could, but it doesn't need one.
So yeah, they're just scanning for power packs, and actually, if it's out of sight, they shouldn't notice.
Yeah, it's just an air rifle.
Can it be dismantled and fit in the false top? I don't know how this weapon works, clearly.
I don't know.
Being able to break a weapon down easily is like a specific attachment in this system, so I think the assumption would be that it at least cannot be quickly taken apart and put back together.
But most weapons can be dismantled for cleaning purposes of nothing else.
Yeah, it's not going to be able to be like snapped back together in a round or two, but doing like an average ranged heavy check would be able to get back together, no problem.
Okay.
Yeah, given just a little bit of time.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool.
Yeah.
Is that what y'all are wanting to do?
Sounds like it.
Okay.
I think
Yep, sounds good to me.
the holocron should still stay with Skip
I agree.
or someone in case we do the sneaky sneak again.
There's the thing. Does that have an energy source?
That probably does. Did we
Mhm.
put that in the box as well? Or do like Koba's trick from before to sneak it by?
Or can we tape it to the bottom of the hover dolly?
I'd rather still keep it out of sight.
Well, I know, that's why it's up in the works. I don't know. But yeah, no, I figured that kyber crystals are energy focuses, right?
And the holocron, I believe, has a kyber. Well, obviously, we know this one has kyber crystals in it.
It has at least one.
Yeah. Okay, so we gotta put that out of sight too.
It's just long enough to get through the scanner. It's just long enough to get through the scanner. Yep.
And we can
Skip's wrapping it up in like an ugly piece of fabric.
You know, we also have this calf here. Maybe Hillary can smooze a little bit with Doug and folks. Well, you know what I mean.
Schmooze?
Like just
I never schmooze. I charm. And he
charm
poses.
them, decent terms, distract them is another way to phrase it. We're not going to drink this, criff anyway, so.
You say that, and Hillary looks at you dead in the eye and drinks.
Most of it. We're not going to drink most of it.
There's like an audible stomach rumbling on behalf of Skip.
I have a thought.
Yes.
I think we could also knock these guys out.
Maybe that should be plan B.
Not with fights. With cunning.
We can also just have Kesh throw things over the scanners with her mind. I mean, there's lots of options here. I'm just saying perhaps we use our gifts, our non-mystical gifts, first.
I was just figuring we'd inject some of the tranquilizer from Skip's darts into some of this food that we're not going to eat.
You do know that there's more than 2 guards in the entranceway to the facility, correct?
We only have to incapacitate the ones at the scanner we're using and then go.
This seems suspiciously indiscreet for you. One way or the other. Let us pack. We will depart.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Heroes of the Hydian Way. You can find show updates on Twitter at The Hydian Way, and you can find me, Ben, on Twitter at Deuterium Ice.
I'm Brandon. You can find me on Twitter at Blue of the Kin.
I am Leslie at LesletGS.
I'm Christine at 12th Night. That's 12th and Night with a K.
I'm Ren, and you can find me at Ren Apollo.
And we are all at thehydianway.com, where you can find previous episodes.
You can find more episodes on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and Google Podcasts. And you can help us out by rating, reviewing, and subscribing.
We are also on Facebook as The Hydian Way. And you can holocom us at heroes@thehydianway.com.
If you like what we do and you want to support the show, you can find us at patreon.com/theheidianway.
Or you can send the team some calf that is not suspicious at ko-fi.com/theheidianway.
You know, I offered to perform and I don't have a performance ready. So,
Okay, a little bit of time.
5 minutes. 5 minutes,
right.
everyone.
Yeah, whose fault is that?
Break. What did we just do?
I don't know.
Art.
To learn more about our heroes, we get one to ask another question. It is now Koba's turn.
Dang it.
Oh, no.
Hey, Kesh.
Yeah, Koba.
Give me a sec.
Okay, it's okay. I was making a comment in chat anyway.
It's all that
Okay.
Star Trek talk.
That's why I
threw
threw 3 weeks.
Yeah, what,
Look, I don't
What's your
condone
favorite
Geordi's actions.
Federation Starship. Let's see. I was going to ask something about Tuvix, but we haven't gotten there yet. I want to keep that
That's fair.
preserved.
This is all gibberish. Pure gibberish.
Yeah. So, Kesh. I yield my time.
Koba yields the floor.
That train again.
I don't think the train followed us.
I feel as though the train makes the cargo shipping a little easier, you know. Have the cars that go up and down the side of the spaceport, you load your cargo and let it go. I feel, though, since there's not actual tracks, that the horn is a bit much.
If we move into other venues, that might be an opportunity to talk about the arms situation a little bit more, Ben.
Oh, that's a great idea, yeah. Sorry, I was just looking up a thing that's needing to come up in a bit, and it's now making me laugh.
That's not worrying at all.
So
Oh, Destiny does not have an M in it.
Yeah,
Shockingly
don't forget,
enough.
you do have to flip the point.
Dempsity.
Actually, it was Destiny.
Why did I not type roll? Exclamation
Because
point,
you're
good
adorable. For the same reason I spelled Destiny with an M.
game. You just went all Ver in there for a second.
I did kind of. Oh, MDP.
Yeah, sorry, I was writing notes down. I just wrote, only Hillary eats the suspicious breakfast. Yes.
Delicious, suspicious.
all right.
No, I actually, I've been thinking about sneaking the weapons out of the ship since we had our last episode. Hence the comments about the energy core, and also I was thinking Hillary could maybe do a small performance as a distraction tactic. So.
Okay, so
Also, I don't know if injectable sedatives will work if consumed.
It would entirely depend on GM ruling, because realistically, probably not.
Yeah,
No, actually, there are some that do.
Well, the thing is, okay, maybe I'm being too sciencey about this, but I feel like it wouldn't be as fast, because when it's being darted into somebody, it's entering the bloodstream immediately.
Yeah.
When you're ingesting it, it takes a lot of time to get to where it's actually being absorbed into the system.
that's kind of where I'd go.
Plus, who knows what stomach acids are going to do to a thing, whether or not they even just completely nullify a thing. So,
Well, I mean, also,
kinda-
it's if it's sensitive, goes to the mucosal membranes. That's another method of absorption. Either way,
that's a good
it's
point. Yeah.
very much unknown.
I like the idea of Hillary having the opportunity to do a performance, which we really don't normally get to see. And if it happens to be we fail some checks and we have to knock these guys out the other, like the old-fashioned way, then that's not so bad, right?
as Koba uses the Force like a blackjack.
Can we just have a small moment where Skip, is hacking up the small amount of things that Skip had left on the ship and just goes back to the cockpit for a moment and kind of like pats the chair.
Oh.
And then leaves. Skip likes the ship a lot.
We still might come back to it. We don't know yet.
Yeah, we don't know.
We're just being prepared.
I'm just really finding it hilarious how paranoid y'all are being. So,
well, I blame Koba.
I blame Koba. Yep.
I mean,
we
Hillary
know
would.
He's an inquisitor.
Hillary would blame Koba, but Leslie 100% is
Imperial.
behind all this.
Kesh literally had a vision that told her to trust Koba. She's going with it.